Hello dear students, welcome back to Social Science class. Today let us learn another part of our social science, that is Sociology, Chapter 1, Introduction to Sociology. Now let us see what is sociology. Sociology is a science of social phenomenon subject to the natural and invariable laws, the discovery of which is the object of investigation. That is one definition about the sociology. Another one is, we can say, sociology is the study of social behavior. And one more definition is that sociology is the science of social institutions. In general, one can define sociology as the study of human society. Altogether, we can say that sociology means that is the study of human society. We are studying about the human society, that is sociology. Now let us come to the introduction part of this lesson. The life of human being is a fascinating one. It is very fantastic one. And so human beings have always tried to understand the environment, nature and the self-created social world since the age deeply and accurately. And human beings are different from the other animals. You all know that human beings are different from other animals. What is the difference? The main difference is the human being is a intellectual being. We are having the intelligent, so they are different from the other animals. There are a lot of difference between animals and human beings. And what are the difference? The differences are in the body structure and the rate of the growth, food consumption, creativity and evolution in brain are the important differences between human beings and the animals. The human society has evolved stage by stage. You know that human society is changed from stage by stage. It is attempting to know more about the neighboring planets with the help of advanced science and technology. Our society is changing day by day, different changes we are having, and with the help of the advanced science and technology we are knowing about the planets also. That much level our society has increased or developed. Next one is, we can say that human beings are a social beings. You all know that we are all living in a society. Without society we cannot live. Then there is no human beings without society and no society without human beings. Okay, so the relationship between the individual and societies are special, and in each and every human being is totally related with the society, and that relation is very special. There is no society without individual and there is no individual without society. And if one thinks generally whether an individual can live alone on the earth, is it possible? Yes, your answer is no. Without society, we cannot live alone in the earth. Since human being is a social being, he always longs to live with the other human beings. We all are the social beings, so we want to live with the other human beings. So social living is necessary for the well-being and growth. In society we are living, then only we can develop our culture, our character, everything. So it is very important to live in the society. Hence, human society is called as the web of social relationship. Web means net of the social relationship. Next one is the meaning of sociology. The word sociology originates from two words, socius of Latin language and logos of the Greek language. Socius means companion and logos means science or study. So, sociology is the science of human society. In this way, we can say sociology is the science of human society. Already we discussed about the definition. Auguste Comte said that sociology is the science of social phenomena, and the next one is Max Weber said that sociology is the study of social behavior, and altogether we can say that sociology is the study of the human society. Next one is origin of sociology. In the beginning of sociology as an independent and separate field of science, it was during the middle of 19th century. it becomes a specific science in the later 50 years. Afterwards, it becomes a particular science. Though other social sciences like history, political science, economics, psychology, and other have longer history, and they were recognized as a social science during the 18th and 19th century. In 18th and 19th century, social science means it included history, political science, economics, etc. This was due to the Industrial and French Revolution. So, the intellectual stimulation provided by the social and religious reform movements, Renaissance, and other movements of 16th and 18th century resulted in the origin of sociology. In the 18th and 19th century, it was not a sociology is not a particular science, but after the Reformation movement, religious Reformation movement, movement means some changes as in society and in the religion, some changes happened. So after that, Renaissance and the other movement of 16th and 18th century, sociology became as a science. Now let us see the scope of sociology. Sociology studies the human society. It studies the human social life, social relationship, social institution, and social processes. Now let us see the nature of sociology. Sociology has a unique place. Some special place is there in all the social science. It is different from other social science because of its speciality. And sociology is considered as the independent and separate field of study. It features Now let us see the features of the sociology. First one is sociology is a social science and not a physical science. How it is? Sociology belongs to the group of social science and not to the group of the physical science. It studies social life, human activities, human society, and it also has a close relationship with other social sciences like history, political science, economics, psychology, and anthropology. Next one is sociology is a definitive study but not a directive study. Now what is that? The sociology studies the human society. It never engages in how it should be studied. And we are not studying in sociology, we are not studying about how it should be. And it does not engage the value of judgment. It aims at the objective study only. Sociology remains neutral in value-based aspects. Next one is sociology is a pure science and not an applied science. Sociology, what is that? Sociology is interested in objective study that results the formation of empirical body knowledge only. It is not an applied science which is interested in experiments. And sociology is not like a other science like chemistry, physics, and science, and it is not like that. It is not a experimental science. It is not an applied science and it is not an experimental science also. So sociology is a objective study. Next one is sociology is an intangible science and not a tangible science. Sociology is not interested in some of the tangible aspects of the human life. It has an interest in the form and pattern of human events. It has no interest in any specific battle or revolution like history. And it considers these events and pattern and forms of the social conflict and subject them to the scientific study. Here, intangible science means no physical existence. That is the meaning of intangible science. Next one is sociology is a general science and not a special science. Among the social science, only sociology studies the general interaction of involving human beings, like everything we are studying in the sociology, like religion, politics, and economy. Not particular part we are not studying in sociology. Everything we are studying about the human beings in the society. We are studying the religion, politics, economic, moral, and intellectual aspects. And it was a wider scope than the other social science. Next one is the importance of the sociology. Sociology is the youngest science among all the social science, but it uses its uses are universal. Now let us see. Sociology studies human society scientifically, and sociology constructs the systematic body of knowledge of human society, and we are studying about scientific study we are making through that one, and it helps the progress of the other field of human life also. Next one, supplements the personality development. Human beings is mainly a social being, you know that one, and it is often expected to get adjusted to the changing nature of the society. So the human beings always adjusting with the changing nature of the society by creating the holistic understanding of the social structure, growth and change and individual responsibilities. Sociology is help to develop the personality development of each and everybody in the society. Next one is understanding the social process. Sociology helps to proper understanding of the social process by studying the religion, tradition, culture, social rules and regulation. If you are studying religion, tradition and social rules, regulation, everything we are studying, we can understand the social process. And sociology is helpful for understanding the interrelationship of the various social institutions. Next one is sociology is aids in understanding the social problems and their solution. And through the study of the sociology, we can understand the problems of the society, like what are the problems society is facing, like crime, juvenile crime, communal clashes, alcoholism, hunger, malnutrition, etc. And through this scientific study, these problems, through this scientific study of these problems, we can understand, we can make the solution for that one. Scientific solution we can find. Next one is the sociology supports the effective implementation of the development programs. Through the study of the human society scientifically, sociology help us to make the implementation of the developmental programs in the society, effective implementation of the developmental programs. Next one is the interrelationship between sociology and other social science. How the sociology is related with the other social science. Let us see now relationship between sociology and the political science. There is a close relation between sociology and political science. Political science studies the interaction between political institutions, political life of human beings and political institution of human society. Sociology studies the various social institutions. Next one is relation between sociology and history. How that is related with the history. Sociology and history are interrelated, is related together. History is the recreation of the life of a past social society, but sociology is the recreation of contemporary society. Present, what is happening in the society, that we are learning in the sociology, but in history we are learning the past life of the people or the life of the past society. And this sociology is giving support for the historians by providing scientific knowledge of various social institutions and their roles and functions. Next one is relationship between sociology and anthropology. And these both the sciences are related each other. The culture and social path of human being and its history is studied by anthropology. In anthropology, we are studying about the culture and social life of the human beings, and this history is known as anthropology. Sociology grows independently by studying the social life holistically. All together we are learning in the sociology. It provides objective analysis of various social institutions. Next one is relationship between sociology and psychology. Sociology and psychology are complementary to each other. Psychology studies the behavior aspects of human beings from psychological perspective. Human beings behavior we are studying in the psychology, but sociology seeks the study of the social behavior. Individual behavior we are learning in the psychology, but here social behavior we are learning in the sociology. Social interaction and function of social institutions also learning in the sociology. Next one is relationship between sociology and economics. Economics studies the economical activity of the human being. Already you learned that one. And sociology is understanding about the interaction between economical and social activities of the human being. In sociology, we are studying the economic activity, how it is related with the activities of the human being. It also probes how human behavior forms the economic activities. In altogether, we can say that the sociology interacted with other social science in its own way. Now let us learn about the early sociologists. And first one is Auguste Comte. Auguste Comte was 1798 to 1857. He born in 1798 and he died in 1857. He was an important French philosopher and he is the first social philosopher. He is called as the father of sociology. He is only the first social philosopher who Auguste Comte, and he is known as the father of the sociology. Who is the first father of sociology? Auguste Comte. And Auguste Comte is strongly supported by Herbert Spencer, Emile Durkheim, Max Weber and others. Comte used the word sociology for the first time while delivering a public lecture on positive philosophy. He only first used the word sociology. And his full name is Isidore Marie Auguste Francois Xavier Comte. And he is generally known as Auguste Comte. And he was born in Montpellier of southern France on January 19, 1798. He was from a Catholic family. He completed his studies in Imperial School and his major contribution is books and all is the positive philosophy, positive polity. Auguste Comte, who wrote many other important books on sociology, died on September 5, 1857 at the age of 59 years. Next one is Karl Marx. Karl Marx is an important social thinker of the world repute of 19th century, and he was a political revolutionary, clever organizer and a sensitive writer. And Karl Marx is called as the founder of class struggle theory. His thoughts on work class and labor led to the new direction in labor struggle. And next important man was Emile Durkheim, and he is an important sociologist of 19th century, and he proved that sociology is at par with any other science with the scientific writings. And while Auguste Comte is called as the father of sociology, Durkheim is called as the father of the development sociology. Next one is Max Weber, and Max Weber is an unforgettable personality in the field of social science, and he was one of the most prominent writer and politician of Germany. And Weber had interest in law, economics, religion, art, history and sociology. And his major works are like Protestant Ethics and the Spirit of the Capitalism, the Economy and the Society and others. Next one, prominent Indian sociologist. You all know that Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Ambedkar contribution to the building of modern India is very important. His full name was Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar, and he is one of the prominent social reformer and expert in law, and he was the first law minister of independent India, and he fought against the exploitation of Dalit in India like untouchability. And more importantly, Ambedkar was the first to prove that all sorts of exploitation of Dalits can be overcome by education. And Ambedkar argued in favor of compulsory and free education to all. He argued that education should remain as a public property as it has the capacity to bring the social changes. And Ambedkar was born in Ambade village in Maharashtra on April 14, and he lost his mother at the age of 6 and grew up under the care of his aunt Mirabai, and he started his primary education at Satara. And And he started some magazine, and his magazine name was Mughanayaka. His major works are Annihilated of Caste in 1936 and Who Are Sudras, Buddha and His Dhamma. These are the important books. Next one is G.S. Grue. And Grue played an important role in the development of sociology in the Indian universities, and his full name was Govinda Sadashiva Grue. He was born on December 12, 1893 at Malvan of Maharashtra. He completed his college education at Bombay University, and he started his teaching career at the Department of Sociology at Bombay University, and which he founded, and Caste and Race in India 1932, Scheduled Tribes in 1943, Indian Saints in 1953. These are the famous books written by him. Next one is M.N. Srinivas. M.N. Srinivas is the internationally renowned Indian sociologist. He popularized his field-based sociology studies in India. While he was studying at Stanford University, his file study notes were lost in Arizona due to the agitation of the students. And based on his memory on the field of work done, he wrote A Remembered Village in 1970. Again, he wrote the book. It was Remembered Village in 1976. And under the guidance of his teacher, Radcliffe Brown, he wrote the book titled The Religion and the Society of Kodavas of South India in 1952. Next one is G. Parvathamma. Parvathamma is a prominent contemporary sociologist from Karnataka. She grew up in the difficult situation and with a lot of determination became one of the leading sociologists of India. She was born in Sayagalli village of present Davangere district in June 1928. The absence of a genuine birth certificate. She did not have a genuine birth certificate. Her birth rate is as per the records in the school we have mentioned here. She lost her father when she was only a 9-month-old baby. With the support from the maternal family, his mother's family, she grew up with her young mother. And Parvathamma completed her education in a single teacher school at her village, and a teacher named Kantaraj Shetty arranged for her intermediate education at Mysore by getting accommodation facility in the hostel. She finished her intermediate education at Maharani College of Mysuru, and she later joined BA Honours in Social Philosophy at Maharaja College, Mysore, and she earned first rank in BA Honours. So she sustained her entire education on scholarships. She got scholarship for her education. And Parvathamma returned to Karnataka after completing her higher education in foreign university, and she made genuine attempts to spread the learning of sociology across Karnataka. And her major contributions are politics and religion, sociological essays on Veerashaivism, and her studies on socio-economic status, scheduled caste and tribes. Next one is Airavati Karve. Airavati Karve is recognized as the important sociologist of India. She was the student of G.S. Grue, and she was the daughter-in-law of the famous social reformist Maharshi Karve, and she had concern in social and national issues, and she had her MA from Bombay University and worked at Pune College as a professor, and her contributions are kinship and organization in India, Indian society, institutions and relationship. Next one is about A.R. Desai, and A.R. Desai is an important among the sociologists in India, and he worked as a UGC National Fellow and Head Department of Sociology of Bombay University. His full name is Akshay Ramlal Desai and was born in 1915, and he was a student of G.S. Grue and later taught and became as a head of the same department. sociologist department, and he was following the Marxist ideology in his social studies, and he was identified as a Marxist sociologist. So the sociological background of Indian nationalism is the important work, and Indian rural sociology, slums and urbanization are his another important works, and he worked actively in Indian sociological society. With this, I want to conclude our lesson. This is the end of our lesson, and next class I'll send you notes. Thank you, students.